mean for the future of political engagement?
Like, we're literally devolving. We're devolving. Like, memes are an even like more reductive way of communicating a message than like.
Similar to other members of the media, ABC's Christiane Cordero takes us behind the iPhone with some of the roughly 200 credentialed influencers in the arena.
We've already seen how social media is influencing the 2024 campaign.
Here we go. It says welcome to the DNC 2024.
But now it's official. DNC organizers say hundreds applied for this first of its kind credential for influencers, granting access to roughly 200. Including Elizabeth Booker Houston, a comedian and lawyer.
What up, y'all? I'm getting ready to head to Chicago to cover the DNC. Just got my hair done. Hey.
And Melinda Hale, whose advocacy for social justice turned this into a full-time job.
I'm getting ready to go to my first caucus meeting.
This week, both have a front row seat in the political arena.
So I'll give you guys a little sneak of what that looks like.
Being used as a voice to reach our audiences, it's an honor.
Melinda was advised to apply for the DNC credential by an agency she partners with.
What's been great about the DNC is that there are so many events and there are so many opportunities to.
Would you go back to the DNC if you were invited again? Yeah, I go to the RNC too.
Get involved.
In certain cases, PACs and nonprofits that support the Democratic ticket helped fund some of the influencers' trips to the DNC. Booker says being funded independently allows her to stay authentic on her platform.
I participated in a protest for Palestine on Michigan Avenue on Sunday when I was here. I don't at all feel like I'm silenced in speaking about those issues still just because I'm here at the DNC. And, you know, just being able to engage in all parts of the political process.
The DNC isn't just granting access, it's also creating space. Right now, we're standing in an area specifically built for influencers, on the convention floor and feet from the stage.
I never got to this area.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Do you feel like you have access to the places you want to be in here?
I think they're still getting used to figuring out how to bring influencers and creators into the fold.
They're letting us go out to the creators platform that is in the main arena.
It's the latest evolution of the marriage between politics and the internet. From Donald Trump's return to Twitter, or X, in an interview with Elon Musk, to Vice President Kamala Harris's viral memes, the presidential hopefuls are battling online to engage voters, especially.
Thoughts on the fact that you're just a cog in the machine? I mean, yeah, yeah. We all are, dude. What? Who isn't a cog in the machine? What an own, dude. I know.
Younger ones.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
The fact that they are being credentialed, being allowed in now in both conventions tells you that we are at a pivot point in history. I don't think there's any going back or thinking that suddenly you're not going to have a convention where influencers are invited into the tent.
Last month, about 70 content creators were credentialed at the Republican National Convention.
We are on the floor of the RNC's Convention 2024. President Trump is right over here in his box. We're going to give you a little tour.
The idea to bring them in belonged to 18-year-old Brylan Hollyhand, the convention's Youth Advisory Council chair.
My message to the RNC after the 2022 midterms was that the Republican Party is an endangered species, at risk of extinction. So I went into this meeting thinking that it would be a really hard sell, and they immediately went for it.
The Biden administration has been courting influencers for years. Last week, more than 100 content creators packed into a room on the White House complex for a first-of-its-kind creator economy conference.
You are the source of their news, and you are the new possibilities. You are the new breakthrough in how we communicate.
Last month, about 70 content creators were credentialed at the Republican National Convention, and tonight here at the DNC, hundreds of influencers are expected to pack the convention floor ahead of Vice President Harris's speech, guys, all of them hoping to catch that viral moment.
Talk about
I miss Brandon. How Gen Z's meme culture may impact 2024 election. Oh my God. These articles are so crazy, dude. I cannot stress this enough. The most popular political candidate in a primary, because he never won the primary, but in a primary historically happened to be the oldest political candidate who didn't know a single goddamn thing about social media. The reason for why he was that popular is because he spoke to the issues that all Americans cared about. It was refreshing. Okay. His name was Bernie Sanders. Is Bernie Sanders. He's not dead yet. Okay. It is not about what platform you are on. It is about what your platform is.
Fell out of a coconut tree?
what is going on with American politics?
Y'all know how I'm a registered voter? That's very cutesy, very demure.
Are all these memes just for fun and maybe a distraction?
And I said, well...
Like, this is the liberal version. I miss when the youth hated when corporations and politicians thought adopting our memes, officially ruining them. Okay, so I need to explain something. This is the liberal version of like 4chan memes won Trump the presidency. Okay, this is not how this works. Like, I know this is actually against my best interest. I should just be sitting here and flying and being like, no, you have to come on my Twitch stream. You have to do memes. You have to do social media, please. Like, yeah, social media is a really good way to reach a new audience. Okay, like, what matters is policy. What still matters is what you will do for people. Democrats should simply not talk about immigration. Notable how poorly all of the immigration ads did here. Yeah, no. I thought you said American voters only care about who they can have a beer with. Do normal Americans care about policy too, or is it just nerds like us? Dude, it's not policy in the nerdy way, okay? It's policy as in, what will you give me, okay? Like, no matter how checked out the average American is, okay? If you turn around and you, for example, tomorrow, if you turn around and you were like, if I'm president, I'm gonna give everybody $5,000. People would check into that. They'd be like, what's that about? What's going on? I like that. Obviously, that's ridiculous. I'm not saying that that's what you should run on, but like, people still understand that you know, politicians should give them things. Okay, no, don't say Andrew Yang. That's not the point I'm making at all. Okay, obviously there's other factors at play here. You need to be a part of the duopoly, and it needs to be within the confines of like acceptability. It's not just about policy. Bernie makes policy accessible and actually explains without slogans and sound bites. Normal people crave that shit too. Exactly. The fact that anyone who knows Andrew Yang proves your point, though. I mean, yeah, I guess that is part of it. Oh, anyway. This thing in particular seems like an illustration of how Harris is not at all different as a candidate and a campaigner that she was in 2019, 2020, but the dynamics of running a general election as a major party nominee are obviously very different. When asked the Harris campaign for clarity, a senior campaign official told me that Harris was not supporting price controls, nor would her proposal to go after price gougers apply beyond food and grocery stores. After some prodding, the official confirmed that this meant Harris had not endorsed the Warren Casey bill, but didn't rule out that someone on the campaign had told the senators otherwise. The official also echoed Schatz's argument that adding in too much detail could be deceptive, given that the real policy-making process requires time, effort, and negotiation. Enough of this policy stuff. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. When are we invading Iran? That's right. That's the real question. That's what Americans care about. When are we going to nuke Iran? That's what I care about. I need a firm commitment from Kamala Harris on exactly what time frame she will glass Iran in, okay?
How hard can it be? Boys do it.
Or do they actually signify real political engagement of young voters, and will they make an impact on the election results?
I don't know. These edits are doing it for me. They're doing it for me.
With 2/3 of Gen Z getting their news from social media, what could this mean for the future of political engagement?
Like, we're literally devolving. We're devolving. Like, memes are an even like more reductive way of communicating a message than like weird.
So who are the people spending their free time dancing in their bedrooms, editing beats, and making fan videos for political candidates? And well, why are they doing it?
5, 6, 7, 8. C-O-C-O-N-T. You think you fell out a tree?
I did not consider myself a political person, but I feel like after this video, I've kind of been thrown into it because of, you know, Kamala's impact. That's kind of how you can appeal to a younger generation, is if you're naturally funny.
So this is really who Donald Trump chose as his running mate?
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
This was the first time that we kind of delved into this realm of political memes. The moment that Barack Obama won the presidency, I think that's what the moment kind of feels like, in a sense.
Again, I think with what we're doing, when you add a good beat behind something, a good melody behind something, they want to dance. They want to dance to the pose.
You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Oh, look what you made me do.
Like, yes, I'm American. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be here in this country. But I feel like sometimes, especially as a woman in America, I don't feel like I'm represented. Definitely living in a conservative state, I have never really been too vocal about it outside of online presences. The memes and the sounds online gave me a way that I can do it because I never felt educated enough to talk about politics, just straight up talk about politics online.
And while it's not as popular as Kamala's brat summer, Trump supporters are having fun memeing their own candidate.
Oh my God, they're so lame, dude. They're so goddamn lame. Oh God, he's doing the double suck. He's doing the double jerk.
Too.
This new generation, they're actually very unserious, which is great. But also, like, if your memes are funny or like edgy, they will.
Dog, why is every young Republican never seemingly their age? This is such a consistent meta. Why? I don't know what it is. It's like, it'd be like 25, but then they look like they're 55. How is that possible?
Flock to you. Trump was great at that in 2016. I think it's the inverse now. It's like looking on social, I'm like, who's smiling more right now? Who feels like the momentum is there? I'm like, it's them.
Memes are clearly engaging young voters, but the question remains, is any of this actually going to make a difference in the election? Let's look at the numbers. Gen Z is a big voting bloc, with over 40 million Gen Zers eligible to vote in 2024. 1 week after Biden's exit from the race, 100,000 people registered to vote through vote.org. That's over 2 times more than the normal rate that month. 85% of those voters were Gen Z or millennials, including more registrations of 18-year-old voters at this point in the presidential cycle than any other election. Also, since Biden dropped out, Harris's favorability has increased by 20 percentage points amongst 18 to 34-year-olds. An August 2024 poll showed that for 18 to 29-year-olds in battleground states, Harris is favored over Donald Trump by 32 percentage points. Of course, we can't credit these bumps in Harris's favorability directly to the memes, but it would be foolish to assume that they have nothing to do with it.
So a lot of these Kamala memes have been about this sort of rowdy, enthusiastic, feminine vibe. And if the memes sort of help place that more at the center of the media narrative about this election, I think that can be something beneficial to the Kamala campaign. And the other part of it would be the deeper messages that memes hold, which maybe won't convince someone to say, oh, I was going to vote Republican, now I've seen this dank meme, I'm going to vote for a Democrat. But maybe after you see 1,000, your worldview might shift in a way that kind of shifts your values.
Even if Brat Summer starts to wind down.
None of those memes actually show anything. None of these dank memes show anything. Like they're not actually attached to anything. Like, bro just said dank meme out loud. I'm Brian me.
Down for Harris. Gen Z-led voter advocacy groups like Voters of Tomorrow say the online enthusiasm has already made lasting impacts on the election.
The engagement isn't staying online. It's not. We saw more people sign up to join or start chapters of Voters of Tomorrow in the 48 hours after Vice President Harris announced than in the 2 months before combined.
The power of the meme is a collective one, a playful one, an invitation to join the conversation and see that through the power of humor and your phone, you can reach the eyes of some of the most powerful people in the world.
The more we're talking about memes, the less we're talking about policy. But what people really want long-term is solutions for
this guy kind of looks like PewDiePie a little bit.
The problems they're facing in their lives. So I think the ultimate test of whether this meme marketing campaign succeeds is going to be whether it's reflected in policies that sort of live up to that promise of listening to Gen Z.
Ironically,
I feel like you're not giving memes the credit of getting people out to vote who might not otherwise. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope that people are not being motivated to go out to vote off of just memes.
Many of these memes are playing out on TikTok, the same platform that the Biden-Harris administration has tried to ban, and Trump has said he would protect. With the success of Kamala's campaign account and its reception amongst the youngest voting demographic, it brings into question if the Harris Walls ticket would still support its ban, and if the success of her campaign and engagement will change the way politicians communicate with an increasingly chronically online America.